Hi, my name is Leah, and everyone says I do crazy things without thinking them through. My parents thought it was just a childhood thing and that I'd grow out of it, but things actually got crazier and almost cost me my life. Once when I was 5 years old, I woke up startled in the middle of the night. I definitely heard some noise downstairs. I jumped out of bed and crept down the stairs to find a robber in the study. I ran to the kitchen, grabbed a big frying pan, and sneaked up on the robber. The minute he turned around, I hit him smack in the face and he dropped to the floor. Seconds later, my parents came running at the noise and called the police. I thought they'd praise me for being a hero, but instead, they lost it with me.
Why did you even go down alone? Do you have any idea how dangerous that was? What were you thinking, Leah?
To be honest, I wasn't thinking. My brain just told me to do it, so I did it. See? Crazy enough? Not only that, I also feel rather ugly. I wasn't as pretty as my older sister Amy, who mocked me for being a gingerhead all the time. So one day in the 2nd grade, I decided to do something to look pretty like my sister. I slapped some pink wall paint onto my hair and sprinkled glitter on it. I thought I looked uber cool, but the principal didn't seem to agree, and I got grounded for the 700th time at home. I tried my best to feel bad, but just then, I spotted the cutest cat limping on the street. Oh no, what if a car hit her? Without another thought, I was out the window. Just as I'd picked up the poor kitty, I stared in horror at a bus racing down the road straight towards me. It sharply swerved and crashed into a tree on the side. Just then, a car drove straight into the bus, and before I knew it, there was a 10-car pileup. Suddenly, someone grabbed my hand and yelled, "Run!" We both dashed away and hid behind some bushes. When I caught my breath, I saw a ginger-haired boy my age smiling at me. "Wow, you saved that cat's life. You're a hero. Also, your hair is really cool." And that's the day this boy River became my best friend. He moved into the neighborhood recently, and we became inseparable. Amy was one of the popular girls in school, and she and her friends were always bullying me and River. She wasn't that smart, so she often made me do her homework. One time in the 8th grade, I said I was too busy, and the next day she stole my cat. As River and I marched furiously up to her, we found her making fun of poor Lulu with her minions. "Look, Lulu, Mommy and Daddy are here. Why don't you two get married already and have 100 more ginger cats? It would definitely be an ugly family of losers."
"Oh yeah? Maybe we will. And we won't be inviting you to the wedding."
"Ew, River, we're not getting married, ever. Now give me back my cat, Amy. I'll do your stupid homework." And she did, and I did, but I did it all wrong. When we moved to the 9th grade, another drama was added to my life. We got a literature teacher who was an absolute terror. She always brought along a long, thin stick and hid it on our desks randomly. And one fateful day, she turned her wrath to me.
"You, open your book to page 4, read the first sentence, and tell me what you think."
Anna opened her lunchbox and ate her chicken nuggets. That means some girl Anna opened her lunchbox and ate some chicken nuggets?
I have 2 words for you. Nah-ah. The lunchbox represents the working class, chicken represents weakness, and a nugget means small. So it means Anna is a small, poor coward. Buy a brain, please.
What? When the lunch bell finally rang, we all got up to run out, but the teacher smacked her stick on her desk and screamed,
"I am the bell, and no one leaves until I say so."
Suddenly, I snapped, and without thinking, I snatched her stick. Everyone gasped and held their breath. And then I broke the stick in 2 over my knee. No one messes with a hungry girl. Of course, I was sent to the principal right away and given detention for a month. But when I went back to class, I got a hero's welcome. All hail Leah, the new school queen! River picked me up and twirled me around. Then he looked into my eyes and said,
"Leah, you're amazing. You've always been the coolest girl I've ever known."
And with that, he suddenly kissed me. My head was spinning with shock as everyone around us cheered. What just happened? I didn't have the heart to reject him in front of everyone, so I just kissed him back and smiled. Gosh, I never knew he liked me. That night, he left me a box of chocolates and flowers outside my window with a note. "I'm so glad you feel the same way. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. This was a nightmare. By the next day, word had spread, and I was suddenly experiencing something new to me: popularity. I had people high-fiving me in the corridors, and boys were smiling at me. But there was one boy in particular who sent my heart fluttering. No, not River. Dylan. He was the captain of the baseball team, and I could see Amy turning all shades of green as he joined me at my lunch table.
Hey, I heard what you did, and that was really cool. I was wondering, would you like to go to the spring dance with me?
Would I? Without thinking twice, I said yes. As he walked away, I spotted River, and my heart suddenly sank. OMG, how was I going to tell him I had a date with someone else? Just as I was leaving the cafeteria, Amy suddenly shoved me, a little too hard this time. I wasn't able to stop myself from falling and landing on the ground, hitting my head, and I blacked out. When I woke up, I found myself in a hospital bed.
Hello, Leah. You fell down and hit your head. Tell me if you remember what happened before that.
I remembered everything, that which Amy was going to pay. And oh God, I still had to break my best friend's heart. But then, the world's best idea hit me. It was like the universe had sent me an opportunity, and I was going to take it. Without another thought, I said, I don't remember anything. After asking me more questions, the doctor diagnosed me with anterograde amnesia. I pretended I couldn't remember anything, except my early childhood. River was devastated that I didn't remember him. He kept visiting me and trying to jog my memory.
Don't you remember the first time we met? You saved the cat and named her Lulu?
I named her Lulu? That's an incredibly stupid name. River, I'm sorry, but I just don't remember you.
It's okay. I'll keep waiting till you do.
No, I won't remember you. I mean, I don't think so. Ow! My head hurts. I went to the spring dance with Dylan and had the most amazing evening with him. When he dropped me home, I could see Amy spying on us from her window. On impulse, I pulled Dylan close and kissed him. He kissed me back. And honestly, this kiss felt just right. Also, it made Amy super mad, so life was kinda perfect. Except that it wasn't perfect. You see, it broke my heart to see River look so sad whenever I saw him, and I really missed my best friend. I didn't know how to fix this mess I'd made, but that situation took care of itself soon enough. One evening, when I was getting ready for a date with Dylan, Amy suddenly barged into my room and slapped pink paint onto my head. What are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you liked pink paint on your hair. I was 8 years old, you psycho! Just then, I turned around to see River standing in the door.
So you do remember that day. Amy was right. You remember everything. Why would you lie, Leah?
The act was up, and I broke down. Because I don't love you the way you love me, River. You're my best friend, and I couldn't bear to break your heart. River just stared at me in shock, then turned away abruptly and left. He completely ignored me at school and wouldn't respond to any texts, and I felt like I'd lost my best friend forever. But a few weeks later, he came to my house and said he forgave me.
I can't be mad at you for not feeling the same way, and I respect your wishes. So, can we just start over and be friends?
And I gave him the world's tightest bear hug in return. We remained best friends through high school, and even though we parted ways for university, we always stayed in touch. He found an amazing girlfriend, and I was so happy for him. I dated Dylan all through university and graduated with honors. So, studying engineering was the worst decision of my life. Joking, not joking. And the best thing that happened to me in this college is that I'm about to leave it. I would also like to thank YouTube and Google for helping me throughout my studies. And also, of course, my wonderful boyfriend Dylan, who God knows what he's doing right now, but he's coming to me, and now he's on his knees. Wait, what? To my shock, Dylan was holding a ring.
Will you marry me, crazy girl?
Of course, I said yes. And a month later at our wedding, River was my best man. A year later, I was blessed with a beautiful baby girl, Lisa. When it was time to go back to work after my maternity leave, I couldn't bear to leave her behind. So without another thought, I just sent in my resignation letter and quit. Dylan asked me if I was sure about my decision, and I said, of course, I'm totally ready to be a stay-at-home mom and cuddle with this patootie all day. But it turns out, being with a baby all the time can get really exhausting and sometimes just boring. One day when Lisa was 2, I was busy writing on my laptop when I looked up to see her eating my popsicle. How had she found my secret stash in the freezer? I jumped up and grabbed it from her. That's mine. But when I saw her little baby lips quiver and her eyes well up, I sighed. Fine, you can have it. Watching her turn instantly happy made me really happy. And I thought to myself, wow, this motherhood business really changes you. But I didn't realize how much I'd changed until a year later when Lisa fell really ill. After running all sorts of tests, it turned out that she needed a kidney transplant. And I was a perfect match. And I didn't even have to think about it for a second. Maybe you should try to find another donor first. Life with one kidney can be difficult sometimes. No one can be a better match for her than me. And I don't even have to think about this twice. We both underwent the surgery, and even though it took me a lot of time to recover, I never regretted my decision when I saw my happy, healthy baby playing around.